I didn't think I was doing anything important that day. At my sister's wedding, I stayed in motion, small tasks, quiet fixes. Carrying envelopes from one table to another, keeping track of what had been handed over, making sure nothing got misplaced in the shuffle of congratulations and photos. It wasn't a role anyone assigned to me. I just stepped into it because no one else was. By the end of the night, I was tired in a way that felt satisfying. Everything had gone smoothly, no scenes, no problems. The kind of event people remember as perfect. Because nothing obvious went wrong. The message came the next afternoon. Short, direct. Did you take money from the envelopes? I read it twice, thinking I'd misunderstood. I called her, she didn't answer. A few minutes later, another message came. We checked. It's missing. You were handling them. There was no hesitation in it, no space for explanation. I responded, but carefully. I said no. I said there must be some mistake. I asked what exactly was missing. She didn't reply. What came instead was silence that spread outward. My mother didn't return my call. My cousin, who usually responded to everything, left my message unopened. Even the group chat, normally full of small, pointless updates, went quiet the moment I said anything. It didn't take long to understand what had happened. She had already told them. I tried to go back through the night in my head. Every envelope I touched, every moment I stepped away, every time someone else might have come near the table. But memory isn't precise when you need it to be. It blurs at the edges. Doubt slips in through those gaps. For a few hours, I wondered if I had made some mistake without realizing it. Misplaced something. Handed it to the wrong person. But the accusation wasn't about a mistake. It was about intent. And that didn't fit. I thought about defending myself immediately, calling everyone, forcing the conversation, but something in me resisted that. Not out of pride. More out of a sense that it would turn into noise. People choosing sides before anything was clear. So I waited. Not passively. I went back to the venue 2 days later. It was quieter then, stripped of decoration, almost unrecognizable. I spoke to the manager, explained the situation in simple terms. He listened without interruption, then nodded in a way that felt procedural. There are cameras, he said. We can check. That was the first moment something shifted. Not emotionally, structurally. This wasn't about who believed me anymore. It was about what could be shown. We sat in a small office, watching hours of footage condensed into something manageable. Grainy angles, fixed perspectives. Not cinematic, not dramatic. Just continuous. It took time, then it became clear. The envelope table. Me moving in and out of frame, stacking, organizing. And then someone else. Not lingering. Not obvious. Just a brief moment that would have been invisible in real time. A hand where it shouldn't have been. An envelope removed with the kind of casualness that only works when no one is looking closely. I didn't react right away. I just watched it again. The manager paused the screen. You want a copy? I nodded. The family dinner had already been planned. No one told me not to come, but no one reached out either. It felt like a test I hadn't agreed to take. When I walked in, the room changed in a way that was subtle but unmistakable. Conversations didn't stop, but they thinned. Eyes moved, then moved away. My sister didn't greet me. She stayed seated, posture straight, like she had already settled into her version of events. I sat down. No one asked me anything at first. It stretched out like that, plates being passed, small talk that avoided me entirely. Eventually, she spoke. Not loudly, we're still missing the money. It wasn't a question. It was a restatement, reinforcement. I nodded once like I'd heard her. Then I took out my phone. I went back to the venue, I said. They have cameras. That was enough to pull the room into focus. I didn't build up to it. I didn't explain further. I just placed the phone on the table and played the clip. No one spoke while it ran. The quality wasn't perfect, but it didn't need to be. The sequence was clear enough. The timing. The movement. The absence of me in that moment, replaced by someone else. When it ended, I didn't replay it. I looked around the table. Not searching for reactions, just observing them. My mother's expression had shifted into something uncertain, like she was trying to reassemble a picture that no longer made sense. My father leaned back slightly, arms no longer folded. My sister didn't look at me. She kept her eyes on the table, as if the surface might offer an alternative explanation. No one apologized. No one said I was wrong to be accused, or that they should have waited. Instead, there were smaller adjustments. "I guess we didn't see everything," my father said quietly. It sounded reasonable. Measured. It also wasn't the same as acknowledgement. I picked up my phone and put it away. "That's all," I said. I didn't stay much longer. There wasn't anything left to add, and I didn't want to stretch the moment into something else, something louder or more confrontational than it needed to be. As I left, my mother touched my arm briefly. Not quite an apology, more like a gesture trying to stand in for one. "Come by later this week," she said. I nodded, but I didn't commit. Outside, the air felt different. Not lighter exactly. Just clearer. Being right hadn't restored anything. It had only corrected the record. And the record, it turned out, wasn't the part that hurt the most.